is basically more focused on politicians,
spying on politicians,
political parties, and even
gathering data on politicians.
Ila nyatilinya nata ke politikolity katu politik patiolu ikawolle no masata ke korosi aninka kibaro lu kensum politik patiolu kama anim politician lu fanglu kama ete ladu ko nata ke woleti la nyatilinya nata tiling politiko sambanya Kenya le la bankoka.
And what was the objective of all that?
I believe the whole objective, like I said, is to serve the government of the day, like the president.
Namera wotumo woto ela lotan kan mu munyineti anila nyatili nyamu nyineti kaduko ke mansa kundae wala fam banko nyaton ko purka kulu ke me yalon ko abekala wolle la finna polti
to serve the president,
purka do kulu ke president wa yala dia nyef kwe
to give him unfair advantage in elections.
That's right.
Wala fam ka silo dia la me yalon ko abekala sila tembe baloleti political la carola.
You know that is unlawful.
Yala no mu wanta yala.
Obviously.
It's taxpayers' money being used to spy against political opponents. In order to gather information, in order to advantage the president. That is highly unlawful.
Very unlawful, very unlawful, but let's start from the source. Council, when you look at the NIA, my opinion, and I think every sound-minded person will agree with me,
tela miroto adunga mira fanang molu menu fanala miro kono fanuta ibe sonna nok makangulula de.
NIA was built
NIA lo nyamemma
be bad in the first place.
Puro ay ke dinkira jawoti ko folota jele.
Well, we want to make it good, so tell us why or what made it bad in the first place.
Laftala ka bete yande ka dingira kendo de silang afonye muna ya sabu je ke dingira jawoti anin dingira tinyari mo.
My opinion,
ntela jeroto
you build the NIA, for example. The NIA was built
NIA lo ya lo nyamin between misali kama,
and then you put some additives in it.
Yena between ko dolu kala faje menu buko amunta sunyar bundalu sungolu yolo dundije.
Some additives in it that will eventually defeat the general purpose of the intelligence service.
Yesungulu dundije me ya lonko na meta wala do ko bina kala menti wolem dinkira lota ku kendo mem fango kama ibina wotinyala le.
Example, I don't see the need.
Misali kamante manyin daliloje.
The interpretation is suggesting sungol.
Yeah,
and sungols do not translate to additives.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Additives. Oh, I think he said thieves.
No, additives.
Okay, kakolu lafaje.
So, such like the investigation department.
Bunda membe ko kisikisiro bunda.
We can have a research department, fine.
Si kunyinim bunda sotonnole.
It's normal. The department will secretly or discreetly research into matters of national security.
Si kolu nyininole ka jube kolu menu tilinta bankola kanto nin tankadala nin kukotengulu.
When you have an investigation in it, I think that's policing.
Bari niya kisikisir bunda sotong woto munyati ko bekola ko police la doko.
It will defeat the purpose of the discrete nature of the intelligence service.
Amunta kullo doko kullo dinkaringo doko dalilo abewo falinnale.
Because you will have frequent direct contacts with people.
Atu wati ini molu bekari nyomo ilale kafuta nyoma.
And by doing so, you are blowing the covers of everybody in that compound.
Andum puruka ke wonya woto ebe molu wanyari kan ne men ya lon ko nyanta tar la kullo kono.
This is why when I was DDG, I struggled a lot sometimes.
wala na brinta keta sutio no lankoti nga kata bake tumodolu.
You have something fundamentally national security and you want to deploy this discrete operation and you can't find anybody.
Ni ku keta memu bankola kanto nin tankada kunyati andu lefta molu bulala ya do koke men ya lon ko betar la kullo kono yetara suturo kono aka kole ya puriyo mo fo so kadu tembo ya tara molu be menu be do kola je be wanyari ta mobi molu ye be long.
But even at that, the issue of blowing of covers, I mean, the NIA officers themselves wore their titles as a badge for intimidation.
That is true. This is what I'm coming to. I will come to that. That is one sector I just gave you. Agency was created to be bad in the first place. The second thing is you created an intelligence agency with a decree. And that decree 45, became enshrined in the Constitution.
Decree tanani ni lulo wala decree 45 inata dundi bankola sarta bukuba nyinkono ka fome constitution
with overwhelming powers.
Andu yoni sembe bale dundi je.
Absolute power will always corrupt someone.
Andu o sembe la natambiri mo aka molu falinne ke yelemande ke londi sila kurunka.
This is why I said it was created to be bad from the onset.
Wala nantela jero to nga foko kabiring afolo dulalom ipareta je yeke dinkira kurungoti.
Traditional police powers were given to the NIA.
Police ila ado ni sembonye ina na beta ya di NIA.
They were not only to investigate or deal or intervene in matters of national security, they were to also intervene in private matters.
Manke nyindi ida katu kisikisiro ronale ke dabula banko ikamol fanan damal da kol fanan ke dabula je ka kisikisi.
Would you agree that the decree, the way it is structured, made it such that it could be used as a private security force for the president?
Amunta yo decree wole wo kallori mo ya dada nyamin anata mulunyina la ko mu bundale te mellondi ka sembo diala me ya lonka abe kala jorango le ti pour banko fo president be tamala jorango minna.
Of course I will agree.
Mbe sonna wala de.
Because when you look at the NIA,
that NIA jube
all they do, all they say, all their modus operandi is all centered towards satisfying one person. That's how I see it at the end.
Katu niya jube itamarangulu ikuke talo ila kufor kangulu aning ikabara menu la abebe tilinding ko men la pour kamo kilindoron sewon.
Then we've paid the price for that.
Adung sorry na tawo fadang jole amantoro na tarabuli han fo nga jo.
What ended up happening as everybody was witnessing in this country was countless threats of attempted coups and attempts to storm the government and things like that. They were slipping through the cracks.
Amunta anatake nyasinya jamati kudeta bayringulu nata bula noma anin kukurun kotangulu men yalon ko silol lem wolti me yalon ko nimman sakunda mu sansan lori ngoleti sansan jimbalo teinta faranta.
And as an intelligent organization, it was our duty to make sure that we are able to counter these things before they could even bloom.
Nin ntelu lado ko ba anyama no wairi ntelu belori mbundale la puru kullo dinkari ngodo ku bunda ka banko tankandi nyanta kelan tolle la do koti pour ka bunda jawolu fa janning ibe wulila fa sako isi sorong.
But I will say it is just sheer luck that has been helping us.
Ntinyum foko alala manta be woni harjewle bentolu makoy kan nun dorong.
You guys slept or you dropped the ball?
Amundal do alsino dal ban fo ale kato nyale
Why? Why did that happen? Why were all these attempts or plans slipping through the cracks?
mana sabu ñun be kere ñim boy kam ferol men be lafta kelano be lafta mol ka
Council, the answer to that is very simple.
Council wo jabira sono yata.
Because the agency was no longer focused on their core duty.
Kato tumo do ku bunda la nya tilinya mantara tilinding ila dalilo fongola ilota menkan.
Distractions were huge.
Kolu menu si nya tilindi ku kotengulu la ke bondi silo kan wulu siata sembo warta.
Somebody who stole the cattle belonging to the president goes to the NIA, correct?
mola me alon ko ay ni so sunya anu ni so nying president wala tamu ya samba NIA tonya
True.
Ya, tonya.
A is chasing after B, C is not happy with it, it goes to the NIA.
mo kari be bo mo kari bayndi kan ando mo soto do fana be o bayndi kan mo kontan wala don aya samba NIA o fana be keri nunje
James owes Jackie, it goes to the NIA.
samba e pate la julo bala afana yo samba NIA
Council.
Tonya la council.
Somebody says something unpleasant about the president, it goes to the NIA.
mo e kuma fo me alon ko president wala ko len ando mandi o mari ro samba NIA
Tonya.
A child goes to school wearing a uniform shorter than prescribed, the teacher goes to the NIA.
dinno ita karam mo to anu dinno nya uniform men dunga ni uniform wala ila ko ila sarto ya la nya la uniform no foratal rong ya yo mari samba NIA ni diam do dinno e
Council.
Tonya la
The
council.
list can go on.
Aldo asitenteng.
The president is passing. Dembo refuses to stand up. Dembo is arrested and taken to the NIA.
president keda molde me ya lonko dembo abe tambi kan dembo man sonna ka wuli kalo rong ya mari yew dembo muta ya samba NIA
The list can go on, Council.
Council isa sata fay tenteng ay jamfa.
Because these are the kind of distractions that has been causing
Katu
a lot of
nyilum
damage than good.
nyin kolu menu ya lon ko wolle ko dindi ila nyatili nya fangla wolle be tinyaro ke kanu wodum.
Who is responsible or what is responsible for the loss of focus of the NIA to its core responsibilities and moved on to other things that should not concern a traditional intelligence organization?
mune be marle nyum ko bela me ya sabu NIA ila nyatili nyan na kala mende ko luwa e sembo di la men me nyatili gola fo nyatate na nyatili fanna do me alon ko amanke la do ko mune o sabu
I will tell you, Council,
Council mba fula yek ko.
there's a common saying, when a fish rots, it starts from the head.
Ko sando ya fanya min ni nye tolita toloka folo ak ngol to de.
And who was the head?
imalon ko
President, of course.
President lang wote.
Amen. Because
Katu
I'll cite you few examples.
mbe misali danta dilela.
You will be sitting in the office, they will bring somebody.
Better la siring office ko no ye monati.
You, out of curiosity, you want to know, what is this guy doing here?
Kumpo kama itebela fele kalo nyimbe mune ke kanjang.
They will tell you the president's assignment.
Ba fele ko president la kila president la do kolem nyin.
And what are these assignments? He owes the president money?
Wo do ko dum munete ikana nyina foyen
It's
ko
like that.
president la julole bala.
With intelligence.
Mo dum kuleti wo be mune kala kullo do ku bunda.
So this is why I said it all starts from the top.
Wala nan koyen ko ko be folota santole.
But also in the institutional arrangements,
ngabi do ko bunda nyinga la nyanyi
we have to check the legislation.
fonsi luwa la karola fana
Was there a reporting obligation to Parliament?
fo de ku kasaro jela la kan ben safa ba me alon ga kata divide bu ngoto ba
Not to my knowledge, I don't think there was any.
Ma londo soto de adu ma mira asotonta je.
NIA is seen and known all this while as the president's own.
NIA ko nga ya jele andu mol ya lo nyina la ko president o talo mu jeti.
Parliament or justice don't come between.
Dipite bungo wala na tilimu ni kito bunda wolo bukadunga itema.
If we were to ask
ninga tara be
or
nyini karo
consider
warando be
reform of the NIA,
pour jebe falina nyame NIA
which are the areas you think would need most urgent reform? Perhaps maybe this is an unfair question now, but I would float that question, you think about it, and you send a paper to the Commission on that issue.
I suppose so.
Now let us proceed.
stanga tende
And you mentioned that the NIA in fact became a special arm for the implementation of the president's wishes, pretty much.
Yeah, for janko NIA narana ke dingira me ya lonko e kataban ke president wala dianye kuolela.
Was there ever a link between the NIA and the Green Boys or the Jamwe Foundation or the youth movements or whatever?
Fo choki nyolo be jele bang membe yalon ko be tarda be sabatirin num NIL anin jabia jamele jamba kere dunnal funding kel kaf me Green Boys anin Jambe Foundation fu choki nyolo be ning NIL tema la bang anin funding ke kafu kota.
Normally there shouldn't be any link. The only link I could think of
na ba nyama choki nyola manyan natarle tema bari ntesi choki nyola umem mira
because there was a time I remember
katu watu sotontanu nga hakilo bakang
some of these green boys
nyin Green Boys olu jamba kere dunnalu dolu
the youth movement, certain elements were taken from those and conscripted into the NIA.
anin wo funding ke kafola modolu katawo jamba kere dunnalu ye modolu tawolu kono le ke nati ke dundi NIA do ko kono.
This was again another terrible move.
Nyim fana mu sila kurun doleti men keta sila tilimbaloti.
Because these, knowing where they started and knowing their mindset, you conscript them into the system, all they will do is to advance the president's absolute wishes without even calculating.
Niya jube kabiring ifolota daming fo kana bula etelnata lo nyamin fo inata edundi do ko kono woto mo womondin beje telu kono ila do ko ni la nyati li nyabe kala muneti ka president wala lafinna kolu no masata pour wol yello ye saha ko itelu lafta la nyamin anim president wala lafta la nyamin amun tay tel bello la ko kilim don ne kanje.
And I remember
andon hakilo bulata nyim fanan nako
there was a time one or two of these persons were working in my unit.
Mo kilim fo mo fula ñol tarta ñi molu kono men be do ko lan te fangola karola.
And all they talk about is the Green Revolution and how it could be implemented here. I said, how does this help the NIA? It's intelligent gathering.
Ñi molu la do ko be tilinta munela revolution jamba kero e ka fo me Green Revolution. Andu ite ladia mo be kakenu woliti anin ite lubo dundi la Gambia banko kanja nyami utun tenga mira wodum wobe ena ela do ko yirwandi la no nyaadile.
But also more worryingly they became thugs for the ruling party at the time.
Inarana ke multi me alonko inarana ke diamu county the ruling party party o me mararola no jano wato.
Yes, Council.
Council.
That shouldn't be a surprise. Because that's how they came into the system in the first place.
Follow.
Brought them in there.
Inata dum do ko bunda kono wole nyama patio membe mararola wole yete lunati.
So I think in their mindset they think their survival is tied to the ruling party.
Oto duwole ya sabo itella mira ro kono ngani muta ko itella baluo wobe dendim patio le la membe mararola.
Elsewhere or at different times, intelligence agencies have served as secret channels for the government to fund its other political activities, which otherwise could not have been done lawfully.
Yo adun blado lunata soto dame yalon ko wo molu men yalon ko bo do ko bundala inata ke molu ti menno kanyin tamandi ka kukono me yalon ko wolu nata ke kulleti menu soton taybe tamakan.
Just as an example,
mbe santi yango dile la wala misalo
funds are budgeted for the NIA
yena fulolu parindi me yalon ko nyanta dila NIA la
with the full knowledge
bari andu ñi londo le ba ko mako
that this money is never going to be used for any NIA legitimate activity.
Bari ñi lon halap londo memba ko ma wala ñinti ko ñin kodo ate dunna NIA wala do ku wodo ku kunna.
The
It's in fact to funnel money from government unlawfully to a private enterprise, say Jammeh Foundation, July 22nd movement, or things like that.
Andu kono men ka fote nyamin akullo kono wairi yadi ko NIA bari hana bututo te dunna NIA la kukunna de ikana wulu dolu kullo to sambale ke idundi kolu kono mennu be ko Jammeh Foundation aning bunda kotenglu men ya lon ko wollebe tamakan atanyim bunda kilum la sola kolu kamma e ka kodo nyin dundi wolle to
or to fund political campaigns.
wala ka dundi politiko campaign yolu kunna
Has point simply because
ye bunda kumale maten katu
when you look at intelligent organizations around the world,
ni kullo dinkarin do ku bunda lu jube dunia mu me be kono
it's like a body that is legitimate in the eyes of government.
bunda le me yalon ko keta bunda saharingol ti bunda tilindingol man sakunda nyakoto
In reality, they walk around the gray areas of the law.
rito nyato nyaitel kaddo ko ke luala bunda le la menu be jenjangolula
This involves a lot of illegalities.
andu wo jenjangolula tilimbalia jamalu bije
This is supposed to be discreet too,
andu wo nabe kala fay ke kullo kono
because if it is known, it is going to spark a huge outcry of illegalities.
katu niana talong mo jamale be wala kadia mo ko la ka foko nyi mantilin nyi nilwa manta
NIA is no exception to that.
adum NIA fanam imantan kawoma
Does that mean they've been doing it?
wala nyinti ko fanalu be o ke kanenu
When you look at the modus operandi of the NIA,
ni NIA ulula do ko tanya ning alanya jube ka kenyame
so many operations that were conducted,
do kuta mandi jama sotonta e mennuke
they are legitimate operations. For example, I'll start with that.
ila do ko bundalu menu tilinta
You cannot call them lawful.
teo fangulu fono la kafo itilintale
Example?
For example, I'll
Santiago
give
Mune.
you some of the modus operandi. For example, the law says
ko sisi masalo di la ko luwa ko
you don't go into somebody's private property,
tedunna mola fansun dinkirato
his room, in his bedroom,
kata hanu fo ala bungo kono sako ala labungo kono
without his permission or from permission from the courts, like a warrant.
satara atemari man kango dila walla satara iman kaito soto kabo kiti bunda la menu bete sembentu yala
Because as an intelligent outfit, they go around this and triangulate it by doing surreptitious entries.
andum itelu kila tamanya momenti wala mai kata murumuru ne kadungo binkiral to kawo kolu tamandi onya men ya lonko ikake fansun kango le kan
And was still at very, very odd hours, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
andu ikana wo ke wati sangara balli la talan saba suto talan nani suto
But counsel, the kind of entry I'm saying here is
kan sulum be
this kind
dunya
of
façon
entry
men
is
majal
not supposed to be detected.
wo mudunya le ti me ya lonko mo manyan na bola kalama
Has to be discreet in nature.
foi ba kala kullo le kono
Go in, look at what you want to look or get what you want to get and get out. It's like a thief.
yedum ya jube ite lafta men jela je yewo je walla lafta men
Classical
tala je
spy.
yewo ta amunta don ko sungo kama nyami
Yes, you pick locks.
ha nyin ti ka chabolu yele ifaye kullo kono
It's true.
muto nyali
And so many other things. This is why I said an intelligent organization, to be very honest with you,
wala na ngafo ko kullo dinkarin do ku bunda pour ka to
it's
nyafo
just built to be, I don't know, but not to the extent that we are talking about.
nyanta
This
lola
one is
nyama
blatant
me ya
and
lon ko
it is meted outright on the people.
bari amanyan tala wonya ko ni ak labanta men fulaten
There is a huge debate out there as to how far you can go against private citizens.
kachanyo kachas kuma bale beta kanje puru alisimu sembele tano kabo mu kafuta moluma men ya lon ko be fayenne
Do you, at the NIA, pay attention to these things?
NIA je fali kali hakilotu wol tole bang
You know how I see the NIA is council paying attention to legalities or illegalities. In my opinion, I believe at some point is nobody cares.
ena e konte biaje nyamin wato na ta soto wato me ya lonko pour que hakilo tu silola luala silolu la ani silolu men luwa manta wo wati na ta soto le wo dabo ta jele yi nyina tawle.
Because the amount of pressure that was building up, like they've been bombarded with so many operations here and there, bombarded with so many assignments, and when you look at 90% of these things have no bearing in national security.
Wotumo kolu nata siale ka lankangulu anin do kolu anin ka kolu le kan men ya lonko isiyata le hanfa lan na tambita adu wolu be wolu manna sila soto me ya lonko anin ena ela do ko tata.
So yes, legality was common in the open. And illegality in its real core duties has to be described.
Adun wolu nyon jamale keta menu ni silo manta nyola adun niko kullo dinkarin do ko jama bi jani silo nyanta tala bari nyi labango la wolu dolu nata ke kulleti menu jenketa.
Mr. Chair, perhaps it's convenient to take a break now.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Council, and thank you very much, Momodou. We will take a 30-minute break and come back at 12:15. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Call me my original name.